All right, let's talk about the Leaving Cert Economics project. You know, it's a huge chunk of your grade, and it can feel like this massive, intimidating thing. But what if I told you it's totally crackable? That there's an actual formula for getting a top grade? Well, in this explainer, that's exactly what we're going to do. Break it all down, step by step. Let's get into it.
First things first, just look at that number. 20%. That's 1/5 of your entire economics grade, all wrapped up in this one project. I mean, that is a massive opportunity to bank a huge score before you even set foot in the exam hall. Getting this right isn't just a bonus, it's a game changer.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll nail down what this challenge is really all about. Then, we'll figure out what a top grade actually looks like to an examiner. We'll cover the common mistakes so you can sidestep them, lay out a clear, step-by-step plan, and finish up with the examiner's own checklist. Sound good?
Okay, Section 1, the 20% challenge. Look, before you can ace this thing, you've got to know exactly what you're being asked to do. And let me tell you, it's way more than just another essay. It's a full-on research study.
This is the official lowdown, and every single part of this asks you to wear a different hat. When you investigate, you're basically a detective. When you apply theory, you're the economist. When you're using data you've gathered, you're a researcher. And then to draw conclusions and reflect, that's you being a proper critical thinker. It's putting all those pieces together that really makes this project special.
So if that's the task, what does an amazing one actually look like? You can't hit a target if you don't know where it is. This part is all about getting inside the examiner's head and seeing exactly what they see as an H1 project.
This right here, this is your blueprint for an H1. A top grade isn't about just listing some facts. It's about showing deep understanding. It's not about grabbing any old sources. It's about using a smart mix of really reliable ones. And it's definitely not about just giving your opinion. It's about building a conclusion that is totally backed up by your data and the theories you've used.
Of course, knowing what to do is only half the story. You also need to know what not to do. So this next section is all about the most common traps that can pull a great project down to just an average one. Let's make sure you don't fall for any of them.
First up, the weak line of inquiry. Just look at the difference here. How does the economy work is so huge it's impossible to answer. But how has inflation impacted consumer spending on luxury goods in my local area? Now that is something you can actually investigate. It's specific, it's focused, it's measurable. A strong question is everything.
Next mistake, poor sources. Just relying on one website or only using other people's articles is a big red flag. A top project shows you can juggle different kinds of info. Think about it. A government report from the CSO, maybe an academic article, and, this is the key, your own primary research, like a survey you conducted. That mix is what shows real skill.
Then there's this classic trap, superficial theory. Seriously, just name-dropping supply and demand gets you basically 0 points. The magic happens when you integrate it. You use the theory like a pair of glasses to actually analyze your data. You don't just say the words, you show exactly how your survey results prove a shift in the demand curve. Now that's integration.
And finally, the conclusion. A weak one is just an opinion. I think this is a problem, doesn't mean much. A strong conclusion is a direct result of your investigation. It points right back to the evidence. The survey data indicates, see? Your data is your proof, and the conclusion is the verdict based on that proof.
Okay, enough about what to avoid. Let's get proactive. This section is your step-by-step game plan. This is a proven formula to get you from a blank page all the way to a polished, H1-worthy report. If you follow these steps, you are going to be in a fantastic position.
So these first 3 steps are your foundation. 1, pick a specific, manageable topic that you are genuinely interested in. You're going to be spending a lot of time with it. 2, go hunting for high-quality sources and really aim for that mix of primary and secondary. And 3, before you write a single word of your analysis, figure out which economic theories are going to be your tools for the job.
And I want to pause on this for a second because it is so important. Please don't fall into the trap of thinking that more sources is better. It isn't. An examiner will be way more impressed by a deep analysis of 2 or 3 excellent sources than a shallow summary of 10 okay ones. It's quality over quantity every single time.
All right, now for the home stretch. Step 4 is where you get your hands dirty. You crunch the numbers, you evaluate the info. Step 5, you state your findings, based purely on the evidence.
Step 6 is the reflection. And this part is huge. Don't just skate over it. Really dig into what you learned about the topic and about the whole research process. And finally, step 7, make it look professional. A clean, well-structured report shows you respect your own work.
And now for our final section. I want you to think of this as the ultimate cheat sheet. This isn't my list. This is what the examiners themselves are looking for. This is the treasure map that leads directly to an H1.
So, before you even think about submitting, I want you to go through your report with this list and tick off every single box. Have you applied economic concepts correctly? Check. Are your conclusions clearly based on your evidence? Check. Is your personal reflection actually meaningful? Check. If you can honestly, genuinely tick all 8 of these boxes, you've done it. You have produced an H1 standard project. It's that simple.
So there you have it. The project isn't some impossible mountain. It's a structured investigation with a clear path. You have the formula, you know the traps to avoid, and you literally have the examiner's final checklist. The only question left is the really exciting one. What powerful story is your data going to tell? Go find out.